Once upon a time, in a peaceful village nestled among rolling green hills, lived a man named Elias. He wasn't the wealthiest, the strongest, or the most well-known in the village. Yet, there was something different about him. He was always content. Not with a fleeting surface-level joy that comes and goes, but with a deep and enduring happiness that seemed untouched by fortune or misfortune. The villagers often wondered about his secret. Some guessed he had found buried treasure. Others whispered that perhaps he had made a pact with the gods. But the truth was neither magical nor mysterious. It was simple, though not easy to grasp. Elias had discovered the key to lasting happiness through wisdom, not wonder. One day, a young traveler named Lucius arrived in the village. He was weary and disillusioned. He had spent years chasing things, success, love, recognition, but the happiness he found always slipped through his fingers. When he heard about Elias, he became curious and decided to seek him out. He found Elias beneath an ancient oak tree, carving a bird from a small block of wood. Lucius approached and asked, "They say you're the happiest man in this village. Will you tell me your secret?" Elias looked up and smiled. "I have no secret," he replied. "Just a way of looking at the world." Lucius was confused. Everyone sees the world, but they're not all happy. Elias set aside his carving and motioned for Lucius to sit beside him. "Let me tell you a story," he said. "Many years ago I was just like you, constantly searching, always wanting more. I thought happiness was something I could catch if I moved fast enough. I traveled far, worked hard, gathered possessions, but the more I had, the more I feared losing it. And when things went wrong, as they always do, I suffered deeply. Then one cold winter, I met an old philosopher in a distant village. He asked me a question: what do you truly control in this life? I thought for a while and answered, I can control my actions and choices. He nodded. Exactly. Not the weather, not other people, not even your body forever. So why do you worry over what you cannot control? That question changed me. I realized most of my unhappiness came from trying to control the uncontrollable, other people's opinions, the past, the future. So I began to shift my focus. I learned to center my energy on what was within my power, my thoughts, my decisions, my attitude. That's when peace began to take root inside me. Not because life got easier, but because I changed how I faced it. When plans were ruined by rain, I accepted it. When people gossiped, I didn't let it disturb me. When I lost things, I reminded myself that nothing lasts forever. Slowly, peace replaced the turmoil. Lucius listened closely. But isn't that giving up? If we accept everything, what's the point in trying? Elias shook his head. Acceptance is not defeat. You can still dream, work, and love, but do so without clinging to outcomes. Give your best, then let go of the rest. That's freedom. And from freedom grows true happiness. Lucius sat in silence, reflecting. All his life he had chased happiness as if it were something outside of him, waiting to be earned or discovered. But Elias was pointing him inward toward his own mind, the only place happiness could truly live. Lucius stayed in the village for several weeks, learning from Elias. He practiced gratitude. He let go of frustration. He stopped measuring his worth against others. And something inside him slowly began to change. The restlessness faded. He started noticing the small beauties around him. The wind, the sunlight, things he had long ignored in his pursuit of more. One evening, as the sun dipped below the hills, Lucius turned to Elias and said, I think I understand now. Happiness isn't something you find, it's something you choose. Elias smiled. Yes, and the more often you choose it, the more natural it becomes. Lucius eventually left the village, not with riches or grand answers, but with something far more precious, a quiet, steady heart. He knew storms would come, and sorrow too, but he also knew that no force outside of himself could rob him of his peace, unless he allowed it. Years passed. Lucius traveled to many lands, sharing the wisdom he had learned. Some listened. Others didn't. But for those who understood, it changed their lives. They discovered that happiness doesn't live in the next success, the next purchase, or the next thrill. It lives here and now, in how we meet each moment. And so, the story of Elias and Lucius spread, not as a legend of miracles or mystery, but as a reminder of something both ancient and timeless. The secret to lasting happiness isn't in controlling the world, but in mastering the mind. While we cannot choose what happens to us, we can always choose how we respond. And in that choice lies our freedom. The end.